Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends here and abroad. It is Mark here in the Fan Cave. It's Sunday, August 16th, 2026. Now, this fan in particular, this is I don't know exactly what it is, probably like the Kmart special of, I think it was manufactured in 1996, but it was, the light it's stuck on. Basically, the light gets stuck on being on. The pull chain doesn't work. Pull chain for the fan does work though. So yeah, I actually acquired this fan as one of four. I actually got called to I'm a roadside service technician, so I got called to a service call over in Lynn for it was an elderly gentleman who was disabled. So he just downsized from a house that he had trouble getting up and down. There were a lot of stairs, and so he bought this little one-story smaller house. Anyway, he had ordered. He happened to mention to me in passing. I had a nice conversation with the guy, and after I jump started his car, and he had this. He just happened to mention something about how. Like out of the blue, about how he was there because he was waiting for Amazon to deliver fans. And I said, "Oh, what kind of fans?" He's like, "Oh, they're Hunter ceiling fans." I'm like, "Oh, all right." And I, of course, a good follow-up question to that is, so are you? Do you plan to replace? Are they replacing lights, or are they just, are they replacing other fans? And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got 4 ceiling fans, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get them down. I have to hire an electrician or something." And I said, "Well, I can help you with that." I said, "Let me know when you want to, you want me to come over. I'll install the 4 fans for you." And so we got these. He actually bought 4 of these Hunter Builder fans, and then these low profile builder, and ordered the. So I got the installed those for him, and then acquired the 4. Nothing really. I mean, this is the most interesting one out of all of them. There was a Regency with spotlights, which is kind of cool. A polished brass. Not sure what this thing is, like a Hampton Bay something or other. Nothing. A couple of Hampton Bay things. The house was probably renovated back in the mid '90s or something. This is the kind of fan right here. Like I remember seeing as a kid, like in not so much as a kid, but as a teenager or whatever. If you go to I don't know. It's like all I could think is I'm getting some vibes from like a '90s Greasy Spoon. You'd go in and it would. Get a burger and fries or something, and then or chicken fingers, whatever. And then they'd have a couple of these in there, and maybe 4 of them, and they had the amber lights, and I never knew if that was that was actually amber colored back then. They had people used to smoke in restaurants, so they would. I always figured they were just amber from the ambient. Smog coming up from the cigarettes. Back then they had at least around here in the Northeast, they had like a smoking and non-smoking section. They used to ask you, hey, do you want smoke or non-smoke when you walk into a restaurant? And then sometimes it was actually separate rooms. Usually it was just separate sections. And ironically enough, my dad actually lobbied to have smoking banned from restaurants. His campaign was, it's like, the smokers would say, "Oh, I have a right to smoke," and then he'd say, "Well, I have a right to breathe." And I think Friendly's here in town was like that. They had, it was not even a wall; it was just a little divider between, and so it was, this is the kind of you'd expect to see in, one of those restaurants back in the day when they had you get a burger and fries for $5, and or, burger, fries, and Coke for maybe like, $6 or $7, and they had they'd be a lot of these like cheap I guess you call them builder fans, but cane blades and like the tulip lights, or even like Ground Round or stuff might have something like that. But anyway, in case you haven't noticed, I have a propensity to go off on tangents. So this is it. I'll bring the phone up so you can see the top. There really isn't much to see. There's a couple of stickers, but I'm actually gonna grab the step stool and clean this off the best I could earlier, but it's probably not gonna focus, but oh well. So presumably it was manufactured May of '96. So, all right, well, anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Please do stay tuned for more fan videos. Good night and good luck. Always be kind.